the next question will go to Rebecca Rod first. And I wanted to ask about allowing public comments on issues in a city council setting. Should that always happen on major ordinances or city code changes in which there is significant public interest? And that'll go to Rebecca Rod. And this question comes from the April 1st city council meeting, where some people felt who showed up to speak at the meeting that they should have had a chance to talk on the anti-discrimination ordinance, the details, so forth, before it passed. So Rebecca Rod.
Thanks, Lee. I definitely do believe that people should have the chance to comment on these things. This was an issue important to me, and I was there for that council meeting, and I felt like the way it was handled, it seemed like sort of a backdoor run around do an end run on somebody kind of issue, and there were lots of folks there that wanted to have their voices heard. In my mind, the issue was decided in my interest favor and stuff, and so but it was hard to be excited about it the way it happened. It felt like a whole end run on the whole process, and I do feel like the community, it's the only chance they have to have their voice, and so I think that was, not the way to handle that.
That was Rebecca Rod, and we'll go to Walter Steed now.
Lee, public comment is valuable, useful, and should be heard. Always, I think it might depend just a little bit. In that particular instance, we had heard from people that wanted this passed, this anti-discrimination ordinance passed, for weeks. We had not heard one word, email, verbal, before either one of the city committees about someone that didn't want that to pass. And I think that was where Dan was coming from when he made the motion to pass it. The council did not cut off discussion or any input on that. The mayor did when she abruptly called for the vote. The council did not call for the question, did not call for the vote. The mayor did. So I didn't need to hear from everybody in the audience personally. I knew I was going to vote in favor of it. I think all the other council people knew that they were as well. And it was a matter of not a reason to be heard, but providing what people wanted.
And that was Walter Steed, KRFP Moscow. We have a caller on line 2. No, that caller hung up. Anyway, the number is 892-9200. The next question will go to Walter Steed first. What should the city have been telling the state of Idaho and the Idaho Transportation Department about which route should be used to widen US 95 south of Moscow to 4 lanes? There are apparently 3 choices.
Thank you, Lee. I guess I would question the question a little bit. I'm not sure that the city needs to weigh in on which route. I think that the city should do more to encourage the state to build something somewhere. That is a death trap out there on that highway, and we all know it. I personally have talked to the governor at his inaugural ball when I got an email telling me there had been another death on that highway. My mother probably would turn over in her grave to know that it's somebody's own party. I would have had my finger in their face. I later talked to the head of the department of the Idaho Transportation Department about the same issue. You can see how much good I've gotten done. Perhaps the council as a group could do something to push harder to get that road improved from the 2-lane blacktop that it is to a reasonable 4-lane on whatever route it's determined that it should be.
And that was Walter Steed. Now Rebecca Rod.
I guess the opinion that I have on that issue is just my understanding is that it's gone through channels here in the city, and that it's now up to the Idaho Transportation Department to make the decision, and that they need to get on the stick, make the decision, and get the road going. Because as Walter said, the longer it goes without being changed, the more people are put in danger. So I think they just need to get on the stick. We need to get it done so we can move on with our plans out in that area too as a city.
All right. 892-9200. The next question will go to Rebecca Rod. I think we have a caller. Caller, are you there? Hello. This caller has engaged the line, but is not saying anything. So I'm not sure why that is. We are sending our sound back down the phone line. We'll try another question, 892-9200. And this will go to Rebecca Rod first. The city of Moscow often increases property taxes by a maximum of 3%. Actually, I've been corrected on that. It doesn't happen every year, but some years it increases property taxes by a maximum of 3% allowed by state law. Do you think that's necessary when they do that?
Well, I would think that they wouldn't do it unless it were necessary. I don't know that anybody kind of raises taxes just for the heck of it. But while I don't have a full understanding of that whole process, I guess just that my immediate reaction is that that they should be able to do what's within the law as they feel like it's needed.
All right, and this will go to Walter Steed too.
Thank you, Lee. And I'm going to have to. I hate to disagree with Rebecca, but my belief is the city of Moscow does raise the 3% legal tax amount just for the heck of it. I have said for years that I believe that the city staff adds that 3% onto what they're able to take in any year, and then they work the budget from behind that. I've said that over and over again privately and publicly, and have yet to have anybody dispute me on that. We did not take the full 3% back during the recession. John Weber and Bill Lambert were on council with me. I was on the council with them at the time, and John Weber was the loudest one about not raising salaries, not taking the 3%, and being adamant that the council people who can do it at their own discretion should not take their own voted increases.
And that was Walter Steed. Let's try line one again. KRFP, you're on the air.